happened here?
Seven glanced at Junpei, then turned back to Lotus and began to speak.
Let this game skip the story a second.
It was the same story Junpei had heard only minutes before, every detail.
No.
And on the floor, and the graves, and they're going through,
and I did a thing, and I did that thing, and I got like this thing, and it was a good time.
At last, Seven finished. Lotus shook her head.
Oh my god. Everything I've been looking for the last 9 years. The person who had all the answers was right here.
Looking for?
Yeah, that's right. 9 years ago, my daughters disappeared. And 9 days later, they came back.
9!
They never told me what had happened to them over those 9 days. I took them to the doctor, but I was told that they hadn't been hurt in any way. Still, I was sure that they had been through something terrible. So I couldn't bring myself to force them to talk about it. If I did, then I'd force them to relive whatever horrors they'd been through. I didn't have any choice. I had to try to ignore it and move on. A few months passed.
Like 9.
Gradually, they started to act like they always had before they disappeared. They smiled and made jokes and did all those silly things kids do. It got harder and harder for me to ask them about what had happened. How could I ask them to remember that? Eventually, I knew there was no way I could do it. But I'm still a mother. I couldn't simply forget that something terrible had happened to my children. So, I decided I would investigate what had happened on my own. I would find out what had happened during those 9 missing days.
What did you find out?
Nothing. The police pretended to be concerned, but they didn't do anything. Once the 16 children who had gone missing came back, things were just swept under the rug. Even the media didn't talk about what had happened. I figured someone was probably paying or threatening them to keep their mouths shut.
Cradle Pharmaceutical. No, probably something even bigger than that.
Cradle Pharmaceutical.
Have you heard of them before?
No, that's the first time I've ever heard that name. 7. I found out that Cradle Pharmaceutical was connected to the kidnappings in the first place.
Well, let me tell you, I finally whatever the victims had in common would let me do the culprit. That's what any good cop does.
What did they have in common?
Every single one of the kids who disappeared had gone through to this one hospital at some point. The hospital was one of a bunch that were under the contract control of the Cradle Pharmaceutical. After that, it was just about connecting the dots.
The hospital.
The hospital?
For a while, I was trying to get some kind of story out of the kids at the hospital. One of them told a weird story.
What was it?
Have you ever heard about the Gansfield experiment? I guess all these kids had to go through it a while they were at the hospital. I think it was passed off as some sort of counseling.
Seven cleared his throat and proceeded to explain the Gansfield experiment. First, subjects Q and A are put in separate rooms far away from one another. Then, a series of video images are shown to subject Q, who is told to send the images to subject A by thinking about them. Subject A, on the other hand, is put into a large reclining chair and given a blindfold. With their senses cut off, A is asked to guess what images Q is looking at.
Oh yes, I've heard of that. It's a famous telepathy experiment, isn't it?
Telepathy. Junpei rolled the word... Junpei rolled the word over in his mind.
That's how the experiment on this ship was supposed to work.
the experiment to control people, right?
Yeah. I don't know if any of these telepathy stuff really exists. But maybe someone from Credo Pharmaceutical bought from it.
Lotus grunted. Seven had been thinking hard for the last several minutes and finally spoke.
Even if that is the case, I still don't get how this has anything to do with any of this. The Nonner game, Zero, why we were kidnapped? What does any of that have to do with telepathy? I know I brought all of this up, but I have no idea. Maybe none of this stuff is connected after all.
Then, in that moment of silence, a cold voice echoed down from the ceiling.
Or,
No subject has been deactivated.
okay.
Unless the subject is deactivated within 60 seconds, all power will shut down. System recovery is estimated to take 1 hour. If you wish to proceed with the experiment, please seat subject in the restraining device.
Oh, that doesn't sound good.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going.
Oh, no, that's not what we...
Just hurry up and get it over with. Junpei, I'm counting on you.
Right.
Lotus sat down in the chair. Junpei looked at her one last time, then made his way to the monitor.
You're gonna be swimming with the sharks soon. Lotus, please, tell me right away if you feel anything weird.
You worry too much. Now get on with it and be a man, or June's gonna leave you.
Lotus was putting on the best act she could manage, but her legs were shaking so much that if she hadn't been sitting, she likely would have fallen down. Failure was not acceptable. Junpei took one last deep breath and stared at the monitor.
Failure is not acceptable.
Alright, let's do this. If I did this, and that, and this, and that...
You're so smart, Junpei.
Well, you told me I wasn't a sharper's tool in the shed.
Somebody once told me.
The experiment has concluded. The door will now unlocked. I can hear the door unlocking. And now we got a new message. Release subject from restraining device. Lotus, are you alright?
Yes, I am. I'm glad nothing bad happened, but I do think my life just got a little shorter.
Hold on. I'll get you out right away. Shouldn't take long for 7 me to get her out of here. Oh no.
Let's get out of here now.
I have a bad feeling.
Being a guinea pig is not for me.
Damn straight. I don't ever want to see this thing again.
Lotus, that is.
Oh, whoops.
The screen says door unlocked. Even though it's just a green screen, I can see things.
Telepathy.
And Lodi exploded.
You
Found it.
Found it!
Rock.
Outside of the room, a hallway led off to the left. With nowhere else to go, they started down it. It turned left twice before they saw the elevator. In silence, they jogged up to it. Junpei pushed the C button. The elevator motor ground away, and before long they found themselves once again on C deck. The door opened, and they stepped off. They had expected to find 4 other people waiting for them. There were none.
Where did they go?
I have no idea.
Lotus shrugged. Something in the pit of Junpei's stomach stirred. He tried to forget the feeling and took off down the long hallway before him. Seven and Lotus followed at a
And
run.
before they're all dead.
They ran and ran and ran. The
So
hallway
far
seemed
away.
endless. Their destination had already been decided. The door behind the central staircase. There was a sun symbol engraved on the keyhole of that door. And Junpei had the sun key in his pocket. That key would open the door. It had to. That was why they ran for the central staircase. They had run for quite some time when they arrived at the door that ended the hallway. Junpei stopped. He laid his hand on the doorknob, his breathing heavy. Seven laid a hand on his arm.
Hold on a sec there.
Huh?
We don't have the key for this one yet, right?
There was the Jupiter symbol engraved over the keyhole. Seven was right. They had no Jupiter key.
Then we can't open this door.
Unfortunately, we can't.
Jeez. The southern door's gotta be just on the other side of this, you know.
Frustrated, he twisted the doorknob. The door opened.
Hey! It opened!
What in the world?
What?
The others must have found the Jupiter key.
Well, what are we waiting for?
As he spoke, he shoved the door the rest of the way open. They rushed through
Oh
and
no.
stopped cold. Terrible scene before them made their blood run cold.
Oh my gosh.
Oh shit!
No,
Three people lay
Fucking
dead on the
G.
floor, covered in blood. Junpei felt a cold sweat trickle down his spine. He couldn't breathe.
That's
me
Santa!
joke.
His legs
From
shook.
that way.
His body felt
That's
cold,
not
deathly
possible.
cold. But his blood was boiling hot. He could feel his mind begin to fade. He couldn't think, he
June's
couldn't
not there,
concentrate.
so-
His mind was blank.
June, what have you done?
What the hell? What the hell happened?
Seven's voice was weak and broken. He edged toward the bodies, his movements stiff. He bent down over Clover and pressed his fingers to her wrist.
Nothing. She's dead.
Suddenly, Lotus moved. Before he understood what was happening, her hand was in Junpei's vest pocket.
Hey, what are you doing?
He leapt back. Lotus looked up at him, terrified.
The key! Give me the sun key!
Why?
Why do you think? We have to get out of here before the murderer comes back.
The murderer. The murderer. Once again, Junpei looked at the dead bodies.
June!
Santa,
How could you?
Clover,
Fucking
and
June.
Ace. That meant that the person who killed them was... No.
June.
It's kind of funny that
No, it
she
couldn't be
could
true.
have all three of them.
Before Junpei could react, Lotus dove back into his pocket and came out with the key.
Come on, Junpei, think of the rabbits.
The wabbits.
Go!
Without waiting for Seven or Junpei, she ran straight for the central staircase. They followed.
I thought I was gonna die, but too bad Santa died.
Junpei shut his
Ha.
eyes and swallowed his emotions. Morning would have to wait.
Swallowing his emotions?
How
Soon
dark
they
is
stood
in front
getting
of the
to
door.
a clump of snakes flesh for Christmas.
Lotus shoved the sun key into the keyhole and twisted it hard. But
What? Why?
What happened?
Nothing. Nothing happened. I didn't feel it unlock.
Oh no. Is it the wrong key?
I don't know. Maybe.
Lotus sighed, defeated, and leaned against the doorknob. She felt it twist. A small gap appeared between the door and the frame.
Huh?
What the hell is this?
You mean the door was already unlocked?
Why?
How would I know that? Alright, let's just go.
Lotus took a deep breath and slowly opened the door the rest of the way.
June? June, are you in there?
to do.
They stepped inside.
June's bed.
June!
In front of them was another hallway.
No.
It stretched out toward the bow of the ship.
Oh. Come
June,
on.
I swear.
They began to run. Faster and faster they ran, trying desperately to reach the end of the hallway.
You're gonna run right into
A few
June.
seconds later, there they were. They were there, sorry. In front of them stood a massive metal door. They were all breathing heavily as Junpei spoke.
There you go. What the hell is this door?
It's a metal door.
I can't see anything. It looks like a doorknob or a switch or leather or card reader or whatever. Or anything. How the fuck are we supposed to open this?
By walking right up to it.
We don't have a choice. We're gonna have to go back.
No! No! I'm not going back there! There's a murderer back there!
There was more stark terror in Lotus's voice than authority. She was almost begging.
But I don't see any other doors.
As he spoke, Seven stepped toward the door in front of them, as if to illustrate that it was the only door.
It's a fucking... Aw.
It's an automatic
It
door!
opened. Nothing surprising, a simple automatic door.
Look guys, I got a really odd feeling about all this. The other doors were already unlocked, this one's automatic. We haven't seen anything like this before.
How could their situation possibly get worse?
What could
3 people were
possibly get
already
worse?
dead. They'd hit the bottom, Junpei told himself. There was nowhere to go but up. He
Oh,
stepped through the
gosh.
door.
Oh my god, Junpei, no.
Oh no.
It's not 3 people, it's 5 people,
And
Junpei.
whatever hope
Learn to
whatever
count.
hope Junpei had managed to summon disappeared.
Oh gosh.
Oh,
Can
no.
we officially agree to name Lotus 7 and Junpei the meme
Yes.
team?
The meme team?
Okay, no. It wasn't true. It couldn't be true. It was impossible. Utterly impossible. It was a dream. It had to be a dream. A nightmare. Yes, it was a nightmare, and if he could just wake up, he was seeing things. Yes, that was it. This was a hallucination. A lie. It wasn't real. It wasn't real. It wasn't real. Right?
Spirit
June.
time. June is forgotten.
No, the code names meant nothing now. Canny.
Candy!
Those pigs! They got Kenny!
Please tell me that's pizza sauce. Please tell me that's pizza sauce.
Check her pulse.
Candy!
Junpei cried out and leapt through the door.
That might not be
He flew to her
blood.
side, his heart like a stone in his chest.
It could be ketchup. I mean,
Candy! Get it! Get it! Hang on.
Junpei swept her up and shook her by the shoulder. She moaned and her eyes fluttered open, but only barely.
She's still alive.
Feel guilty after murdering these people out, Kenny.
Her
Jumpy?
face was pale and her lips were dry and cracked. Her eyes were blank and cloudy. They stared straight at Junpei but saw nothing. Junpei put his hand against the small of her back to hold her up. It felt warm and wet. He lifted his hand up. It was covered in blood.
Oh gosh.
Oh man. Kenny. What the hell happened to you? How did this happen?
It was all he could do not to break
Hello,
into
Mike.
tears.
Jumpy. I'm
Her
sorry.
voice was thin, a minuscule thread that was the only thing keeping her with him.
I might not make it.
No way! No way am I gonna let you die. I'm gonna save you. Promise.
Thank you, Jumpy. Thank you so much for everything. I was really happy to see you again, Jumpy. Really happy.
Don't give me that I was crap. You're gonna see me again lots more times. You just gotta hang on. Alright, Kenny? You.
What could he do? He looked up from Canny, desperate for something, anything. Then he saw it. A small submarine. A submarine? What on earth was a submarine doing there? No, that didn't matter. Nothing mattered except saving
We
Canny.
all live in a yellow submarine.
That was the only thing he wanted. Junpei turned his head back to look down at her.
Hang on. Alright? There's a submarine over there. I'm gonna see if it works.
Guys, what if
No.
she was trying to escape to the submarine?
Don't go. Please don't go. Please just stay with me, okay?
she was definitely trying to
I want
fake her own
to.
death.
Be close to you, Jumpy. When I...
Kenny!
Jumpy, did you know? You meant a lot to me when we were kids. I've liked you for a long time, Junpei. A really long time.
You don't
Junpei's
say.
vision had gone blurry. It took him a moment to realize his eyes were filled with tears. He could feel a piercing point of heat deep in his heart like a white-hot flame.
Jumpy, do you remember how we hung out a lot when we were kids? We went to the pool and to the fair. Do you remember playing snowball at the school? They're all memories I'll never forget.
Aww.
All of those moments are treasures to me. But I also wanted to go a lot of other places with you, a lot more. But that won't happen now.
Because she's banned from all the strip clubs.
No! I mean, yes! Yes, it will happen. Well, let me sniff your hair first before. We'll go all sort of places, Connie. You hear me? I promise. We'll go whenever you want.
Really?
Yeah, really. I swear.
Meanwhile, Seven
That makes
and
me
Otis
happy.
are just standing there awkwardly.
Really happy.
She
Yeah.
said it to herself over and over, a weak smile creasing her tired face.
Just Lotus leans over to
Jumpy.
Seven.
I feel sleepy.
No! Connie! Don't fall asleep.
Thank you, Jumpy. Thank you so much.
Her eyes were slowly closing. Junpei screamed even as he felt his throat go hoarse.
Connie!
Just go to the submarine before it submerges.
Connie!
Super Saiyajin.
Man,
She's dead.
that's a monstrous hand she got.
Really, her hands are pretty tiny, actually.
Yeah.
She's nice nails.
They'll still have their bracelets on. Shouldn't they be
Time
deactivated?
passed. Junpei wept, curled around Canny's body. He cried and cried until he had no tears left. When the last tear fell, Junpei was no more. His body remained, but only as an empty shell. Somewhere he heard a bell ring. It was the clock at the central staircase.
Oh my gosh.
What?
So is he gonna go to the submarine or not? Come on, guys, escape.
No, he's just gonna explode.
He's
It
gonna
rang 5
self-destruct.
times, then faded.
5 o'clock.
Quietly, gently, softly, he set Canny down on the floor. Slowly, Junpei stood. Only then did he realize that Seven and Lotus had not followed him. Where had they gone? Slowly, he looked around the room. There was nothing. No sign that they'd ever been there.
Whoa!
It felt as though every part of Junpei's body was made of lead. Slowly, he made his
Oh
way
my
to the door
gosh.
he'd come through.
What's
As he
going
approached
on?
it, it opened,
Makes no
sliding
sense.
apart with
Oh,
a
this
sound
is-
like grinding stone.
This is spooky. You should have gone to the
Guys?
submarine.
Where are you guys?
This is so
Junpei passed
scary.
through the gate and into the hallway.
No!
His heart rattled in his chest, an empty, lifeless thing. It had been so utterly broken that there was nothing left to feel. When he saw their bodies, he
How
simply
could
stared.
anyone fight Seven?
It was a lake, a sea of blood. 2 bodies lay in it. There was no need to check. There was no breath left in them.
This is like the biggest pizza party
His eyes-
ever.
This does not make any
His eyes lit
sense.
on Lotus' wrists. Her bracelet. It was gone. He stared. It meant nothing to him. He didn't care anymore. He couldn't care anymore.
You know, he could have saw the source of the blood, like where did it
Junpei's
hit?
body felt numb.
They never really checked
A
on
part
that
of
at
him knew the
all.
lump of lead in his
Oh,
chest had
okay.
once been a heart. He couldn't quite remember what it had been for.
They should have checked all the bodies to make sure that everyone was dead, not just some of
Tears
them.
poured from his eyes in great streams. He wasn't sure why. He
Rookie
gave up trying to make
mistakes.
them stop.
Well, we know it's not Clover.
He turned around. The door opened again, and slowly, numbly, he
Is
walked
it?
through.
She's a ghost.
He kept walking. Why stop? An object set in motion, simple inertia carried him forward.
Go to the submarine,
Eventually, he found himself in
idiot.
front of the submarine. His arm reached for the hatch.
And he died.
I
Who?
think he's dead.
And then he
Who
was
did
floating
it?
in water. His eyes stared down into it. He couldn't see the bottom.
What?
His back was hot. Dimly, he felt the blade
My
of a knife in
gosh.
it. Who?
Uh-oh. Is it 0?
One dead body lay behind door number 5, the body of the 9th man. Another lay in the shower room, the body of Snake. At the central staircase were 3 more, Ace, Santa, and Clover. Just outside the door were 2 corpses.
It
There
was
was a 7 on
June!
notice. And in this very room lay the body that had once been Canny. And now Junpei would join them. Who then had killed them all? Who?
0?
0. Could have been 0.
Junpei let out one last breath. Faintly, he felt the bubbles creep up the side of his face. His consciousness faded quickly, dissolving away into the cold, gentle lapping of the water.
Okay, what the heck is going on here? Seriously.
Serious, damn it, babe.
I need to find out.
What happened?
This bad end is not okay.
Well, it's one of the bad ends.
Is that it?
This is not
That's
okay.
the submarine ending.
Seriously, come on, guys.
Well, it's one of the bad
We need to know!
endings.
We need to know what happened!
God, Fred.
Oh,
Guys,
I
calm
guess
down. We're gonna
know
play
what
the other
happened.
bad endings, and then someone's gonna get
know
the
it's
I
a
know,
bad
we got like
ending.
4 more endings to play. We'll get some answers eventually.
Yeah, don't worry.
Eventually.
Eventually.
We'll be
The
fine.
more
mate.
answers we get, the more questions come up.
The more dead corpses we find, the more Santa will laugh, and the more flesh pieces I get to give the naughty kids.
Panda, you're dead.
Suck at this game.
Well, he
So
never
what?
checks his
You're dead
pulse.
too.
What is going on,
Aren't-
though? Seriously.
Aren't we all dead?
We need to find out.
Aren't we
Man, we
all
need to figure
slowly
out who these
dying?
killers.
Oh, did you notice that one girl that's in the list of people that's like flashing on the screen right now? Her first name is Dang.
Oh,
Yeah, I saw that.
Dang!
Dang.
Dang, man.
And Rumpa.
yes.
Oh, Kenji. That's a name.
Your music.
Kojiro!
What have happened to them? Oh,
Seriously though, what is going on?
Satoshi.
it happens
These
so
bits
fast.
are not
too.
helping my theories.
It's not helping at
Yes.
all.
Keep those theories
Apparently-
coming.
Ah,
Still, I am still.
It's all
I'm
easy.
still convinced.
Or is
The
it?
end. Or
well,
is it?
wait,
It's really
wait. So
easy.
Otis, did her pulse like actually like drop?
Yeah, as for...
No, honestly,
thing
I
went
don't
down.
think they did, because had their pulse dropped to 0, their detonators would have gone off.
No,
No,
No, they-
bracelet-
that-
no.
No, the bracelet comes off when that happens.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Whoops. Duh.
But the other ones
Holy
still had
crap.
bracelets on, some
At
of
least
them.
we know one thing. It can't be 7, because 7's silhouette would have been bigger than the one we saw through the water.
I'm convinced it's June. June faked her own death,
Nah.
went behind him, stabbed him.
Nah.
Okay, so like, are we really sure about the bodies?
Nah.
We are.
There's no proof.
Because the thing is that like,
No,
okay,
okay,
we got
so we
tossed
know
through a
that
door
both
and there's an
happened.
exploded body, but we don't really know whose body it is. We just know that there was a body in there. Someone could have had like a dead body in there the entire time.
Save this. Save this. Save this. Save this.
I see.
Save it.
So should we
Save it.
stop here? It's about 2 hours and 30 minutes, I
Yeah.
think.
This
You
has
have to
been-
save this.
It's
So we
actually a
have-
little shorter because we started kind of late, so it's been more like at 2 hours 15 minutes.
Okay.
It's still almost...
Oh, it's a good
Saturday or
place to
something,
end,
so-
though.
Yeah,
Oh, that was good. That was good.
Okay.
fun times.
Good times. Everyone's dead?
Definitely
Good times.
know
Yeah.
that